Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, lunes, el 23 de enero. Due for today was your Quizlet practice for Chapter 2B. It does require you to create a free account to be able to progress through the 3 activities that are outlined in the assignment. If you are prompted to upgrade to a premium account or any other kind of additional access, if you're asked to pay, you obviously do not need to, and all you would do at that point is just take a screenshot or a picture of how far you progressed up until the point of being prompted to pay, and that will suffice for that particular activity. So that's due by tonight. For next class, we are going to wrap up bingo and the video historia as well, Buscando una Ganga, that we will cover today. Daily objectives for today: talk about what you did during the holidays, review shopping, vocabulary expressions, and review how to count in Spanish. Your warm-up for today utilizes the notes from our previous class on page 99. And there are some notes here in Canvas on numbers 0 through 1,000. So utilizing these notes and the additional resources that I provided here for you, I'd like you to indicate in numerical form which numbers these are. For example, number 1, 275 would be the number 275. 1969 is the number 1969. 1969 expressed as a year, but remember in Spanish, years are expressed as their full complete number. And then 3, 4, and 5, which get much larger, but just take it number by number, decimal by decimal, if you will, and you'll be able to express it in its entirely correctly in the numerical form. Let's take a look at the rest of the to-do for today. We'll review the notes that I just put up there on numbers. You can also find the notes on page 99 in the textbook. We'll wrap up, if we didn't do so last class, exercises 2 and 3, expressing prices. So essentially the opposite of what you did for your warm-up. Here you have the prices in numerical form, and you'll be writing out these prices in the target language. That's exercise 2. For exercise 3, you have important events in history, and you'll be expressing those the year in which these events took place in Spanish. And remember that the year is always given as a complete number rather than breaking the year up into 2 digits like 1984, for example. In Spanish, the year is given as a complete number. So 1984 would be 1984, 1984. So just a quick review of those notes. We'll wrap up playing bingo, and you'll submit your bingo sheets to Canvas. You can watch the video here for video instructions on how to complete your bingo card, and the written instructions are right there. You're going to do 4 games total, so when you submit your bingo card, make sure to do both sides, all 4 of your bingo games having been completed. Whether we played or not in class, you'll still submit all 4 games. And then the new notes are going to be on pages 102 and 103 of the textbook as we begin Chapter 2B. And again, Chapter 2B is all about shopping. That's why we've gone over the numbers at the very beginning. In Quizlet, you've gone over some of the shopping vocabulary previously, so to formally go over that vocab, we'll shift our attention to that new vocabulary that's on pages 102 and 103 of the textbook. So if the visual examples are helpful to you, everything that's highlighted in yellow there on pages 102 and 103, that's highlighted and in bold. That is key vocabulary for the chapter. Methods of payment here on the left. Also on the right-hand side in this dialogue book. Some of them cognate, some of them not so much. So rather than just taking them down directly from the textbook on pages 102 and 103, you may want to utilize the glossary at the back of the chapter, excuse me, and kind of jot them down by category. You can see here. Really the main categories to focus on that I would recommend are these top two: to talk about shopping, to discuss clothing purchases, the landmarks as we shop, different things that we look for, different landmarks, signs, etc. Here on the right side, to describe what we buy in terms of its size, fitting, style, etc. So these top two categories I think are of particular interest. And then also here on the left-hand side, the bottom left, to discuss paying for purchases. I want to focus on that, the methods of payment and how we would describe prices. So for me, I would recommend maybe even just copying down these categories on page 124. This is the glossary. The only thing you really don't need to include are these notes on the right-hand side, the grammar, preterite of regular verbs, and demonstrative adjectives. The grammar components you can disregard. We'll go over those later in the chapter. They don't really need to be in your notes at this time. Just the vocabulary, these other categories here. So once you have that down, the vocabulary rather, and there's a PowerPoint here that kind of guides you through that vocab in greater detail, we will watch and read along the video Historia Buscando una Ganga, which is on pages 104 and 105. Go back here. The video, whether I'm with you or not, can be accessed in the e-textbook. And as you guys know, the video corresponds with the script. So the video you can play right here by pressing the green video button in the top left-hand corner. About a 5-minute video. So if you have access to that, that would be terrific, and you do by logging on to your Clever, typing in Savas, and then I think it looks a bit different for you, but then you'll choose your Spanish 2 textbook. I think there are a variety of tabs that you have. Your Spanish 2 textbook is the one obviously you want to access, and then you're going to page 104. And then there you'll have the access to the video. If you don't, you can still follow along in the script. Excuse me, on those 2 pages. And the quiz that you're going to be taking really is just your responses to the questions in the comprendiste, which can be found on page 104. Excuse me, page 105 rather. I think because I tried to log in again from Clever, that's why I'm having a bit of trouble. But if we take a look at the video Historia, let me see if I can pull it up here. There we go. So, página 115 a 105, 105. Let's take a look at the questions together. ¿Qué anuncia el letrero que ve Gloria? What does the sign announce or say that Gloria sees? Gloria sees a sign at the very beginning, excuse me, of the video. In box 1, I think you can find the answer. ¿Qué anuncia? What does it announce? And all the questions for this are multiple choice. And all the answers can be found directly in the script. So your task is to find those text-dependent answers. Number 2, ¿por qué no quiere Raúl pasar mucho tiempo en la tienda? Why does Raúl not want to spend a lot of time in the store? Again, there's going to be something explicitly in the script that speaks to the answer to this question, to each of these questions. Number 3, ¿a dónde van los tres jóvenes para buscar gangas? Remember, gangas is in your key vocabulary. A ganga is a good deal. So where do the three young people, jóvenes are young people, teenagers, where do the three young people go to look for good deals? So we're looking obviously for a location, right? If the question is a dónde, the answer is going to be a place. Number 4, ¿qué encuentra Gloria en el mercado? What does Gloria find at the market? Key vocabulary terms here. Encuentra is the verb encontrar, to find. And mercado is market. What does she find? We're looking for a product here. Número 5. ¿Cómo es la ropa que compra Gloria? What is the clothing like that Gloria buys? So here we're looking for descriptions of clothing. That's going to be in the glossary in your key vocabulary on page 124. Vocabulary used to describe purchases. Número 6. ¿Cómo paga Gloria? Key vocabulary here. Paga is the verb pagar, conjugated here according to Gloria. How does she pay? So we're looking for a method of payment for number 6. And then finally, number 7. ¿Qué tipo de ropa se prueba Raúl? What kind of clothing does Raúl try on? So similar to number 4, number 7, we're looking for a product, something that Raúl tries on. And this is also key vocabulary. Se prueba, coming from the verb probarse, which is to try. So all multiple choice questions. There's no time limit at all. And just go through that script and you will find your correct answers embedded in the script there in the reader. So homework for tonight, make sure to submit your bingo cards even if we didn't get the opportunity to play. Follow the instructions for those and make sure to have them submitted in Canvas. And then also the video historia, which we just described.